What is technology at the college school?
Technology at the college school, I think, is primarily a tool of expression. A few years ago, there was an exhibit about the 100 languages of children that Preschool put on. And I think in preschool technology isn't used a whole lot, but I think we can extend that metaphor up throughout the rest of the school and see technology as a way that students, a medium through which students are enabled to express beliefs and understandings of the world and to explore the world.
Back when the college school was part of Webster University, students were invited to use the terminal there.
What we were doing is we were talking about it, and they had punch cards. If they had anything back then, they had little punch cards, and you punch little holes in them, and you put all these cards in this machine and would read all the little holes and come up with an answer. The other thing we did was we built a computer to play Tic Tac Toe using matchboxes and crayons.
This creation of a simplified computer was an example of early programming.
And you couldn't beat this computer. And basically the way it worked was you took matchboxes and you put every single move on a tic-tac-toe board on 200 matchboxes or something like that. And then when that move came up, you could pick up the matchbox and open it, and it would have a colored crayon in it. And that crayon would tell you what the move was somehow. They had it worked out. And so once we got it done, someone would come and they would play us in tic-tac-toe, and they couldn't beat it.
Technology is always changing, adapting, and improving. TCS does many things to keep up with the change of technology.
Once we got into Lockwood School, we first had what is now a dinosaur, Commodore 64s. And so the Commodore 64s became the first start at the college school.
In 1981, a man named Greg Ray came to the school to teach students computer programming.
That was really fascinating. I mean, it was fascinating for all of us because none of us knew anything about computers. And but the kind of thinking it required kids was really powerful. And I think some kids really had a chance to engage in something that was a unique opportunity at that point in time, in terms of middle school kids in particular having a chance to actually try to program computers.
And then as time went on, Gerald Axel was absolutely the king of looking at trying to bring technology to the college school, and he petitioned the board and looked at a six-pack of the iMacs.
I sort of pushed us to go with Apple products because I didn't see that we were going to have a full-time technology coordinator that could work full-time on the computers. And I felt like I wanted to spend more time using the computers and less time learning how to use them or how to fix them. And I felt like if we went with PCs, we'd be spending more time teaching people how to use them and spending time trying to problem solve how to fix them when they didn't work right than we would with Apple products. Then the question is, how do we get those computers once we decided to go with Apple? And at the time that this was all going on, Schnucks Markets in St. Louis was having this promotion to try and get people to shop at their grocery stores. And they offered this deal where if you purchased enough groceries and kept your receipts and turned them into the grocery store, they would give you a computer. Now, we're not talking about buying $100 worth of groceries and get a computer. We're talking about probably, I'm going to guess, $10,000 worth of groceries or $100,000 worth of groceries. I have to look at the file to find out what we had to do. But what happened was, all the parents in the school, we started a program where we started collecting Schnucks receipts, asking families to turn in their receipts so that we as a school could turn them over to Schnucks and get credit for all the purchases that had been made and possibly get some computers from it. And we collected hundreds of thousands of dollars of grocery receipts, turned them over to Schnucks, and what it got us in the end was our first, it was called a six-pack of Macintosh computers. I taught one middle school class in addition to my 5th grade and 4th grade classes, and that was either a word processing class or I sometimes taught a programming class where we used a program called HyperCard, which is like a simple programming language to make a computer do certain things you want it to do.
As time progressed, the College School got more and more technologically advanced.
Well, it's evolved immensely over the last few years. When I first started, we used Macs like we do today, but we only had maybe 15 or 20 in the building, and now we've moved up to at least 140 desktops and laptops.
We're now creating a school that's technologically proactive in many areas.
In second grade, they have iPads, and they're using them in small learning stations where the kids are sometimes going on to math tutorials or playing educational math sort of interactive games, but software that helps them learn. I also know that they've been using the iPads to study science, plants and trees in particular.
Finally, we asked people to imagine how technology might evolve in the future.
Well, it's hard to see the future sometimes with technology, but some things that are on the horizon right now that we haven't yet begun to experiment with. I would love to see us experimenting with 3D printing and using 3D printing for better understanding of math and science concepts and more invention along those lines.
What I'm really looking for is things that deepen collaboration and things that, so both teachers and students, but also students with each other. And then also to find ways for teachers to be able to have more information about what students are doing. So, like in the Google Docs thing that we've done for the kids' research projects this year, there were times where I would just happen to be online at the same time as a student, and they would open a chat window and type something to me about, wait, is this am I taking the right approach here? And I could type back to them. And so that's sort of very, very instant feedback. What I'm hoping to do is develop tools that can accomplish that sort of thing in a lot of different areas.
I'm really excited about the programming class that I taught this year, and it was sort of an intro not only for the students but also for myself in terms of teaching programming again. I'd like our students to be walking away from the college school confident in creation of products using computers, not just as consumers. So the development of a real ease and comfort with designing software, that's a direction I think we should head.